So yeah, I'm just focusing on the top part of the painting because from here on down is pretty much a distraction. A lot of burnt sienna, a lot of high chroma that can easily blind you to the muted grays here, and of course the dark colors that are in here. I painted in the bushes using ultramarine blue, bits of yellow ochre here and there, bits of burnt sienna here and there. No white. Yeah, and obviously the sky is, for all intents and purposes, it's finished. You can see, well, okay, I'm not going to show you now because I'm not going to do a zoom in, I'm not going to zoom in. But there are little hints of this tint showing through all over the place around these trunks and on the edges of the bushes and what have you. I'm going to leave that. Now, the tint really has been advantageous to the sky. It's really brought warmth to the sky. The tint was a little bit wet. So when I was brushing in the sky, it was picking up a lot of that burnt sienna. Kept the whole thing pretty warm. I like it. It makes for a very warm sky on what will end up being, or what appears to be so far, a sullen scene. So even though I'm trying to make it fairly humid looking in the distance, I don't want it to be too sort of dead in the water, just too kind of humdrum, right? Anyway, I like this, laid in a little bit, laid in a few blues here, a little more strongly, higher value blues, just hints of them, and again going down to the blues here. And here I stuck more with raw umber, yellow ochre, almost only that in this area, So yeah, very subtle, as I said yesterday, I think. The shapes are in. I wanted to show you this because now that all of these shapes that are immediately adjacent to the sky, are no longer made of the busyness of all those different lines. And they're also no longer all burnt sienna. That burnt sienna has become separated from this area. I'm going to continue tonight. I'm going to keep playing with this shoreline. I need to bring more foliage down and end up with I would like a rocky shoreline, even though this is very sort of muskeggy-ish in the distance. I love the shapes. I think that turned out well. These rocks here, I'm embarrassed. They're terrible. I drew them in charcoal, then I wiped it off, and then I drew it in charcoal, and then I wiped certain areas off, and then I drew it in charcoal, and then I wiped it off again, and I thought, okay, I'm making such a mess that I need to lay in some lines, some dark lines. So I laid in a mixture of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, as usual, and I made a mess. So I don't know. And then I just kind of thought, okay, I have to make the whole area dark. So I just grabbed some raw umber and painted in certain areas, trying to simplify it. That was really my fourth attempt at just this brief little bit of rock here. And 4 times in a row, I made a mess. I don't know what happened to my rock brain today. Maybe being outside it just evaporated. But when my brain returns, then I should be able to get that straightened out. And that's what I'm going to work, on this stony shore here as well. So anyway, wanted to show you this. I like it. Now you can actually see more clearly the tone in timbre, or is it the tone in timber? Timber, no pun intended, but of what's happening back here. I'm probably going to become more vivid in the designs and in the strokes as we come forward. But then when we come down here, we're going to fade off again. We're not going to be as strong. I don't know yet if there will be some foreground shoreline here. No idea. Not worried about it. I'm working from top down on this one. Hope you have a great weekend. Did I say weekend? No, Ed's fine. Hope you have a great weekend. See you soon.